Hey guys, I'm Anafil and this is my channel, Anafil Play. Today we're gonna try out Autopsy Simulator. And here's a prologue of this game.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hadman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
No.
Where did I leave my meds this time?
Okay, our first task, self-therapy. Check the bathroom for your pills. So, quickly, this game been released in the beginning of June this year. It's supposed to be released originally in May, but then it was postponed. So now it's out here. It's not just Autopsy Simulator, as I understand. It's also some sort of like a detective genre, also a little bit of horror. We have to investigate certain things to get to the truth. So let's have a look. So okay, so we can interact with the couch. Yeah, and couch can interact with us. So we can.
Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Oh, okay.
Stephen didn't clean up after himself again.
Oh, okay. Read. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter for the New Orleans Weekly. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you avoiding me, Mr. Hanman. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. Would be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I'm also leaving my business card. Let me call you this evening. I hope to find you at home or at your office. Regards, Kate Brooks. Okay. What's that one?
They definitely pay me too little for this.
Okay. All right. What did you want to say about the couch?
Not very comfortable. But suitable for night shifts.
Oh. I see. Very, oh, what's that one? Lipstick. Oh, so we can interact with, things like that. Okay, that gives us some idea. Another person gone missing
this month.
Okay. I mean, yay. All right. So what do we have? Bathroom. That's the bathroom. It's very dirty. Where would you leave? Oh, here's your meds.
Okay. Time to pull myself together.
Okay, mirror is broken.
And get back to work.
Back to work. Okay, let's go and see.
Let me just set the camera first.
Take the camera from the storage room. Storage room? That looks like a storage room. No, that's laboratory. What's that one? Oh, okay. Storage, here we go. And this one is social room.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
I mean, are we working at the morgue?
Now
is that
remember,
right?
Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Don't you worry, I will assist you. Don't be too hard on yourself. So, place it on the tripod in dissecting room. Oh, dissecting room. Where is the dissecting room? That's the exit? No. Oh, dissecting room. Dissecting room is here. Oh, okay.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Yeah, that's a big ass camera. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Just like that?
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991.
I mean, the quality is awesome.
Time,
Oh,
8:43
1991.
PM. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Handman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room.
Hello,
Today,
everyone.
you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Okay. Alright, so take a look at the chalkboard.
Let's start.
So tell students what is important in this profession.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Ooh.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time.
Okay.
In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
So what we are also performing medical examination for like murder cases and stuff?
During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Probably.
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Okay. Are we allowed to record this sort of things for students? Like if that's investigation, we surely should, you know, cover his real name and real face, maybe, I don't know. Police evidence file, New Orleans. Okay, select element. Okay.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Okay.
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers.
Oh, I started from the wrong
locally
page.
known as Old Toby.
Old
Homeless and
Toby.
unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Oh,
The
homeless.
deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, so I need to start from this page and... Okay, alright.
It's worth
We'll do
remembering
better.
the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Mm-hmm. So here's our gloves.
Now it's our turn
Let's
to
put
take
them
some
on.
pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
Okay, so we're gonna take
As I
pictures.
mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's voila. Now we move on to the next step.
Okay, that
for
was easy.
traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Uh-huh. Like this? No? Are these bruises? No? Ugh.
Some wounds in the feet.
Wounds.
Signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes
Frostbite.
were too small.
Ugh. Alright, anything else out of the
Hardened
ordinary?
hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Something on his forehead. Come on. Ah, zoom. Like
That's
that?
something interesting.
Okay.
It
We
will
need
be
to
necessary
zoom in
check whether
sometimes.
this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
Okay. And I think I've seen some stuff here. Maybe we need to zoom in.
The boiler yield wound looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Oh, okay. That's it.
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Oh, here we go. Toby Chambers. We're gonna pin down some photos. Okay. General, head, feet, stomach all wound, and hand. Alright. Now perform the autopsy. Alright. So what do we need to take?
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Oh, yuck. So what do we need to take, though?
Personal information.
Oh,
The
okay.
deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Okay, so inspect the areas of concern with magnifying glass.
Scalpel,
What?
scissors,
No, wait a minute.
syringe,
Ah, tools.
magnifying
Oh,
glass,
sorry.
knife.
Magnify.
I guess I
Okay.
forgot to clean the knife.
Yeah.
Which spot first?
So
It
let's
looks
do
like a
that one.
burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, let's
Here
check
we
the
can
arm.
see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Yeah. It's dead, basically. Okay, head.
I can confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell. And this was an accident just waiting to happen.
Okay. And leg. Let's do the...
Definitely a
Leg.
painful
Ooh.
mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time.
Okay.
That's if he wore any at all.
Alright, that's
So far,
gross.
there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Ah, okay, back. Clipboard.
First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one.
Ah, okay,
So
yes.
the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. We're not in frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can if Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period.
Yeah, so we're gonna mark
Frostbite
this.
could have resulted from the body's defense reaction.
And
the
this-
safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears.
Alright, and this mark
Even
is...
though this type of wound didn't
old.
contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay. Put down the clipboard and continue the autopsy.
We still have one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis.
Perform the rigor mortis examination.
Well, we take our deceased by the hand,
Oh! What?
Gradually re-raise it.
Oh, okay. Wait. What? We take his hand. Gradually raise it. And... So I'm trying to do it very slowly. Like, okay, I'm gonna try again. Well, I'm doing it slowly. Dude, can you explain to me what I'm supposed to do? No? So... we need to do it slowly as well? Like that? So I'm looking at this little space. I'm definitely not checking joints mobility or anything like that, I reckon. Okay.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have
Seriously.
occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
That's a very hardcore test. Okay. Action. So that's it.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw.
Select the skull saw and open the cranium. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Tools. Saw.
The cut is made from ear to ear.
What? What? Ah. I think I get this one. You need to keep it in the middle.
We remove the skin and the top of the skull.
What?
After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
Uh-huh. Okay. Clipboard? No? No.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Which board? Which board? No? Dissect the brain at the cutting board. What's happening?
No. This is too much for me. Pills. I need my pills.
What happened? You need your pills. Let's go and get you some. Can you run at all? Not really? Let's get you some pills. Oh, we forgot to take our gloves. Okay. So now you're okay. What was that? Are you ill or something like that? Alright, that's too much for him.
Holding a
Gosh.
long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Oh. Uh-huh. I'm trying, very carefully trying. So you shouldn't hit borders of this line, yeah?
So far, so good.
Is that how it
Hematoma
looks?
Seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Really? Return to the autopsy. Okay.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Alright. So then, what should we do now? What?
Brain is in good condition.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
have no choice. But
We
to
are ruling
proceed to
out
the internal
the first.
examination of the other organs.
The first possible death cause. Okay, alright,
Grab
so...
a scalpel from my kit.
Scalpel
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y.
of the letter Y. Mm-hmm.
We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
Oh, we're going
All right.
around the belly
now
button?
we peel back and separate the skin.
Huh? With an empty hand, peel back the skin flaps. Okay. What? How can I? Needle, scalpel. Oh, here we go. Yuck. But shouldn't the blood start
Now,
coming out?
we need to remove the ribs.
Blood is not
We'll need
circling
the
because he's
loppers for
dead,
this.
right? Select the loopers and remove the ribs. Loopers? Oh. Oh. And remove the ribs.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway.
No, it's
After
not.
removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there
His
is no congestion of the
lungs.
internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased
Smoked
smoked
like a chimney.
chimney.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
We should take a closer look at those lungs.
Okay. I need to drop the
We
tool.
can see widespread black and tarry deposits. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Color black. It's supposed to be pink, right? Inflammation not related to the death of the deceased. Alright, okay. What is that one?
What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Samples, a syringe. Here we go.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Okay.
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
Okay, and here.
From
Bladder?
the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid. Now we take
Okay.
our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Yeah, so you didn't ask to excuse you when you decided to take more pills. God knows what for you need these pills. Alright, so here's our
This whole
notebook.
thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
What is covered in stains? I
Let's
missed
get back
that.
to the examination.
Yeah, let's do that.
We put all of
Place samples into the centrifuge. Okay, and the last one.
Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
What is the appropriate time and speed? Notes. Time 15 minutes, speed 70%. Speed 70, time, oops. Speed 70% and 15 minutes. Speed 70. And this one is 15 minutes.
Okay, let's roll.
What? Start. Easy spin. Wondering if that's the real name.
Oh shit. The fuses again. Where were
Creepy.
we? Oh yes. The blood alcohol concentration. Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should.
That's so cool.
Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
That's super cool.
Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
But then, that's at the first glance. What am I missing? Back. No, nothing? Like it's perfect heart, you're telling me? Like, what about this dark
Now,
thing?
let's take a closer look at the stomach.
Okay. Oh, stomach.
Size is normal.
Oh, that's how.
Healthy. Pink color.
Stomach. Uh-huh. Okay. Begin a thorough stomach analysis by examining the organs. What am I doing?
And as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We
Okay.
will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
Ugh. That's gross. Alright.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end.
Oh.
I already feel like there's something left inside.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm trying my best here, guys. Trying to move it as fast as possible. And doing.
Okay, large amount of gas. Small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
What? Return to the autopsy, uh-huh. Okay.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Okay, that's a good
At first
suggestion.
glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
Okay, let's go and cut it.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
I think I'm doing well. That's it? What do you want me to do?
And
that's
after
it?
careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Oh, so he choked himself. So he was vomiting because he drank too much. And then what?
Based on the report
Started
and preliminary
puking and-
documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Okay.
Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
Probably fell asleep or fainted after drinking a large amount of alcohol. Its concentration suppressed signals in the brain that control the gag reflex, leading to choking. That's such a silly death. And sad. Decide the appropriate manner of death. So what? Oh, okay, manner of death. Accident, natural, suicide, unknown homicide. Accident?
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature. The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
Look at that. Alright, so we have all this Additional notes.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
But should we bring his organs back? No?
And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Ugh.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't say it's beautiful, but let's leave it as it is.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Okay, so we need to stop the recordings. And these things, I thought we need to return it back to dead person. Head to your car in the parking lot. Oh, we can actually leave this place?
I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Oh. Okay. What is that? Is that a nightmare? Is that? Uh-huh. Boo-hoo. Very scary. What does it mean? Alright, that's a skull. What? Oh, shit. Well, what does it mean? Okay. Yeah, that's definitely his nightmare. Scary. We'll see. Chapter 1. Ah, okay, so that was introduction. Chapter 1.
Forgive me.
Dude, it's okay. It was just a dream.
What? Christ. What a dream. Fuck.
Take your pills in the bathroom. Again? He's not eating much, supposedly. Just the pills. What was that? Oh. Just like a radio.
So much light everywhere.
It's lovely. I like kitchens like that, you know?
The remnants of last night's binge with Steven. I'm not sure if it's still edible.
Are you sure that Steven is alive?
A pill a day.
He's not in your
keeps
imagination?
The defective Jack away. It's a shame these won't help with my hangover.
Phone is ringing.
The fucking
Hello?
phone. Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask. Do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He
Okay,
said
so
he gave
Stephen
everything
is
to my
real.
mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432.
They not
Johnson
expect
City,
us to
New York,
remember.
13790.
Got it. Thanks.
We're
Thank
not
you.
supposed to write it down, right?
It would mean a lot to me.
Okay.
Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
Yeah, you too.
Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
Okay, that was a very long dialogue.
Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Find a photo. Oh, no, that's not the one. That's not the one. She wanted to be, in the picture. Oh, I don't know. No, oh, dear. I don't know which one. That's photo of him and her. That looks like a different person. Maybe that's her mom or something. A lot of photos. Happy birthday. On the downside, you're getting old. On the plus side, unlike me, you won't start going bald. Happy birthday, my dear sis, Stephen. Oh, Stephen is her brother. Ah. Oh, okay. Alright. A lot of pictures of her. That's a bit weird, maybe? For some people? What's that one? Oh, that's Stephen and her, probably. What? Did you see someone? Was this one? Again, her. Like, it would be, like, understandable if there were more photos, maybe, like, family photos. Not just her posing, but maybe... Oh, look, it's 1991. We didn't have social media back
It's
then.
been almost a year.
So, how else you supposed to?
I wasn't able to support her through this.
Oh,
Till death do us part.
oh, that's
It
just
was
so
a miracle that the
sad.
coffee didn't wash off the writing. And
Will
that she
you
said
marry
yes.
me? Oh,
She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck. It's always good to have something for a rainy day.
that's right. Her earrings, and that's it. Here's the photo.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam.
Alice and Charlotte. How old are they here? Like 16?
It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long.
76. Wow. I Thank you, Alice. Alright. Close it. Envelope. I already know where the envelope
It would
is.
be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
Yep. Done.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
Alright. So, post the letter in the mailbox.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
Okay. You can't run at all? Like, isn't it a bit annoying?
These fluorescent tubes are brutal.
Uh-huh. Nice building. Wow. Exit is where exactly? Oh, microwave is here. Cool. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Here's a mailbox. How postman supposed to reach this thing? Does he have a key to unlock this gate?
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here.
Okay,
Time to
awesome.
go.
And we didn't need to remember the address.
Huh?
What? Are you for real? You're having one of these episodes
Damn,
again?
I forgot my jacket.
No, that's fine.
I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Exactly. A very mixed feelings about this experience, to be honest. Alright.
Nice and fresh.
Okay.
At least it's peaceful here.
Petersville Medical Examiner. Lincoln Avenue, New Orleans. Okay. Let's go and do some dead people stuff. I don't know.
Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
Uh-huh.
The timesheet, Hammond.
Remember to sign... To sign what? Do I need to sign something? Oops. Please use the bell. Oh, no. Ah, okay, no, we don't need to. Attendance shit. Alright.
Some
Go to the
corpses
office.
have more personality than this guy.
Oh, social room is available right now. Oh, and that's our office.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Yeah. Remember those days when voice mail was a real thing?
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning.
Yeah.
She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
Mm-hmm. Inspect your muffin. What? Oh! Oh,
Thursday.
the actual muffin.
I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later. I always crave something sweet after a section.
Oh.
Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Alright, so put the apron hanging in dissecting room. So we are going to our dissecting room. Alright. What's that one? That's a lab. Apron. Yeah.
Ah, man. I remember you. you were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point.
Okay, set up the camcorder to document the autopsy. Okay.
Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught.
Cool.
November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman.
That's
Lecture
me.
for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, police folder.
Oh, I thought we're not gonna have any clues today.
Ah, yes, Samantha Barker. Now I remember, there's probably gonna be a lot of chatter about this. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play.
Oh, okay.
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy.
So maybe someone decided to make this look like she committed suicide, but she didn't.
Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death.
Additional clues.
Okay, now we can continue with the examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time, it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body.
That's right. Here we go.
And now, any suspicious looking marks or wounds.
Okay, let's keep going with that. So, I reckon the neck would be a good one.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
Very weird marks, I reckon. Then we also have these bruises here.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion.
So it doesn't look like overdose now. No?
Yes, I've seen this many times.
What about this? Don't we need to take photo of these marks? No? Oh. Foot?
Well, there's even more here.
Ugh. And one more. Oh look, more bruises here. Well done.
A few we will need to look into here.
Pin photos, that's right. We need to do that, and that. Okay. Alright, perform the autopsy. Let's start with
Notes
the
prepared. Time
filling
to
up
take a
the
closer
report.
look.
Okay, yeah, magnifying glass first.
Some
Let's start with
furrows
the
have been
neck.
painted more strongly, others less, as if someone was undecided.
That's very weird, Marks. Seriously.
The number of bruises
Bruises.
suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Yeah. That doesn't look peaceful at all.
Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
So maybe we will be able to find out
And
later.
here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue.
And what it means?
More numerous blisters.
Mm-hmm.
We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down.
Okay. Uh-huh. So, we have neck.
On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
Given the condition of the
Additional
deceased,
bruises.
it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency.
Oh, okay.
Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggest that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning.
Okay.
A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. After examining the organs, we can easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests, to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
Cool. UV
I
lamp.
look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. The left hand torso, empty without marks.
Mm-hmm.
Right hand clean. Legs, there's nothing here. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
Uh-huh. Perform the rigor mortis examination. Our favorite.
And we check for rigor mortis.
Can you explain to us what this test gives us? That would be very interesting. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Slowly. Slowly.
Again, the hand falls freely. After yesterday, you should know what this means. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection.
You know what? I'm really curious what this rigor mortis exam. Rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is the post-mortem stiffening of muscles caused by the depletion of adenosine triphosphate, ATP, from the muscles, which is necessary for the breakdown of actin, myosin, muscle fibers. But then oh, I don't know. So what? basically we check that to exclude this as a potential cause of death, this rigor mortis something. Select the scalpel and begin cutting. Ugh.
I dissect the skin of the deceased.
I never knew
And I
that
proceed to deflect the skin flaps.
they avoid
Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue.
belly button area. Fuck, that's gross.
Now for the ribs.
For the ribs,
What
loppers.
do we have here? Or rather, what do we
Or
have?
her
There is
lungs.
certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Sometimes regarding bruising, it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture, walking into door frames. That's a wonder she never broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to be sure, I'm taking samples from 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
So we're basically ruling out some possible causes of death. So rigor mortis is one of them.
All done. I'll transfer these to the centrifuge. What was it? 15, 70, 10, 75?
It was 70,
Maybe
15.
one day I won't need my notebook. Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
I'm curious. Can I try it just without having a look at the notebook? I mean, the game requested us to collect the notebook.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
So there was 70 and 15 minutes. Oops.
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out. The laboratory is already open, so my own but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
What's happening?
Ridley! Mr. Ridley! Where is he? The fuses need resetting. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. I swear there was a flashlight in here.
Check the breakers in the storeroom. Wasn't that a storeroom? No. Where was the storeroom? No, that's the office.
Whatever. I know where the switches are anyway.
Oh, okay.
First the right, and then the left.
First the right, and then the left.
And voila.
Well done. Alright, so we're gonna continue our procedure.
What?
What? Ooh.
What the? Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I work in peace?
It's not scary yet at all.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours.
Because
It
she's
doesn't
famous.
look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck. Jack, turn on the radio.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What?
More
Was-
work for us.
Steven, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Who's Red Pete?
Fuck.
Tell
Calm
us.
down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead.
I don't know who's. What? Red Pete? Was it?
Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
Of course, nothing's going to happen.
Christ. I've got to get back to work.
Okay. Alright, let's go. We really
What?
have some work to do. Okay. I mean, nothing weird, just door decided to shut down.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to. My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. Fucking hell!
Weird.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's alcohol as well.
The samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Into the rack. No. What? Wait. Place them to the rack. Where is it? Which one? No. Oh, I need to go to the lab. Oh,
Alright,
here somewhere.
Let's load this up.
Here?
I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
Collect the first sample. Mm-hmm.
And the next.
Oh, 10 milliliters now. Let's try. I don't know what we're doing, but that's fascinating. 10. Okay. What?
5
okay.
more.
15 mils now. Okay, done. Collect the final sample. Oops.
We
That's
put the
it.
prepared sample into the machine.
Place the collected sample into the chromatograph.
Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation.
Okay.
I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
So blood was not the cause. Okay. At least we know.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First,
Okay.
I'll pick up the syringe again. I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Oh, okay. Yeah. To rule out another cause of death? Of overdose?
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I removed the liver. No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
Okay. Let's check the weight. Oops.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The liver is enlarged.
Okay.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes.
Okay.
The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure. No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
But enlarged. Okay. And what does it mean, Doc?
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart.
Okay, examine the organ.
Oh,
What?
at a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack.
Oh,
The
really?
deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
And how did you realize that? What? Mark the damage of the heart. Ah, damage to the heart. Here we go.
The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. I better check the data in my notebook. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So, he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. Alright.
Okay. So presence of alcohol. But then what should we change page. Here we go. Okay. Barbiturates in the body. Time 10 minutes, speed 75. Okay, got it. 10 and 70. Oops. 10 and 75. Hello. Where's my mouse? Wait. Oh, here we go. 75 and 10.
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again.
I mean, 10 minutes is shorter period of time.
It looks like our luck is in.
Good for us? Okay. Here we go. What?
We can take the samples to the lab now.
Okay, let's go to the lab then.
I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs.
So we have to repeat the same thing?
Okay, 2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
6 milliliters each. Take the, okay. Set up. 6. 1, 2, 6. Collect the first sample. Got it. And now 12. Because 6 plus 6 is 12. Here we go. And here we go. Place the collected sample. Okay, into
Well, let's see how much of it we find.
another report. That's a quick result.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin.
What? What does it mean? Can you explain this to us, please?
Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Let's go and check. Surprisingly, no one else is working here.
The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Okay, let's cut it.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
I didn't know that they slicing it like that. But I guess, you know, we learned a lot of interesting stuff today. And
This time,
oh, and
we see
tablets.
remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
That's our pills. Alright. So what do we do next? Return to the autopsy, okay?
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the nervous system. We'll see how significant the marks on the neck are for the whole case.
And the nervous system. That's interesting. How would you inspect that? Currently we need to inspect lungs, trachea, and small intestine for damage. Okay, lungs.
Lungs are normal. No lesions. The victim was
black.
probably a smoker, but was unlikely to be in any serious danger. The deceased's trachea is normal.
Trachea.
Patency. No food or fluid. The deceased's intestine is normal. No clear pathological changes. Abdominal cavity checked off.
What's
we can
this
check
little
the
one?
brain.
We can check the brain. Oh no. So.
I make a cut.
Oh, sure it has a.
Skull and remove the brain.
Yeah, you have to keep it in the middle. Oh.
Brain is normal.
Oh no, it's
obvious
normal.
lesions. All right.
How
I need to
terrible
dissect
is
it
it?
on board.
Okay, let's cut it. Yeah, that's a very interesting
Using a
experience.
knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and I don't think there's anything worth noting.
So what, it was an overdose?
As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there. Alice.
Okay. Safety goggles on.
Saw. I need saw. Fuck. I don't see it here. Oh. I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning.
You have a basement here. Alright, so go ask Ridley where the basement key is. Who is Ridley? Ridley? Is it someone here?
Mr. Ridley.
Oh, Mr. Ridley.
I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying at the... If only he could put that much enthusiasm in. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses. Please, may this be the last trip.
Okay, head to the basement. What is that? Is that a basement? No.
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath.
Where is the basement?
Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
That's his office. Where is the basement though? I mean, I can't see any additional door in this space. So I assume... So this door is locked, as we can see. So we possibly need to go outside. Sorry. And the basement would be somewhere around here. Maybe. I mean, it would help if you moved a bit quicker. Head to the basement. Which is where? There? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the one.
I'll take the saw.
Okay.
Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn
No.
hatch. Damn Red Pete. Light ever, if only.
Okay. That's the one. Oh, hi. Finish the spine examination. Ah, so that's
Things away
our
properly.
last test. Okay.
Damn student lectures and their fucking props.
He sounds very angry. Not really, you know, a bubbly personality. Oh well. I mean...
And like clockwork, he's already sleeping.
Okay. I thought I saw something. Like a kid sitting there, but no. Alright. I feel like they could have more
Sorry for the
screamers.
short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Spinal cord. Oops. And what it says? Ah! Ooh.
The spine is removed.
That's
I can see that
disgusting.
the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates.
So, main cause of death is Overdose?
Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded.
Okay. Suicide.
Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe.
Okay. So we're closing her body.
At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, leave the body. Place the body into the fridge and close it. Yeah.
Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. Gloves in the trash. Leave the apron for cleaning. Now I can go. Camera. I didn't turn it off.
Should we turn it off then? No? Okay, you don't want me to interact with it. I'm not feeling comfortable of us leaving the body without any internal organs, really. I feel like we should place it back.
Will do me good.
Place it back and
Good
then
night, Mr. Ridley.
stitch
The
it all
police will pick
together.
up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Sure.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
True. Alright, so we're going back to our car. And
All
going
right,
home.
Maybe three things. My whiskey on the rocks when I get home.
And that's it
So
for our
cold.
chapter?
I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Okay.
This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost there. Stephen didn't want to go out for a drink tonight, so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well, Ridley will have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure he'll be his happy, thankful self tomorrow.
Okay. I think it's further up. Somewhere here. Do you remember?
What?
That's his apartment.
What?
Ooh,
the fuck?
it's open.
But I...
That's not good.
I locked it.
Oh!
I'm sure of it.
I don't remember us locking it, dude. Sorry. Chapter 2. Oh, that's great. So we finished intro and chapter 1. So let's finish here for today. Thank you very much for playing with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see each other in the next episode. Stay safe and bye.